Okay, targeted population and whole versus sample. So targeted population, I'm going to spend some time talking now about what targeted population is. So let's say that I want to know which one is the favorite subject of all teenagers. So a lot of questions come up here. Whole teenagers, like in the whole world, that means that the whole population is the whole world, all the teenagers, and that means that I have to include all the teenagers, so from 13 up to 19. Is that what I want? So the population, that is what it's called, the targeted population. So that's a lot. But notice that I'm including people that are not teenagers. So that will not be included in my targeted population. But that maybe is too big. Maybe I'm not interested in that amount of people. Maybe, oh God, sorry girls, this has been playing today all day. So the second thing is that maybe I'm only interested in 13-year-old girls. So that reduces the targeted population. Maybe I'm only interested in 13-year-old girls in Australia. Or maybe I'm just interested in 13-year-old girls in Catholic schools in Melbourne. So as you can see, I'm making smaller my targeted population. Okay? So when we're talking about the whole targeted population, so with the last example that I said, will be all the 13-year-old girls in Catholic schools in Melbourne. So not only at Avila, but all the girls in all the Catholic schools in Melbourne that are 13-year-old, that will be my whole population, okay? Let's make it smaller, that target population. So now I'm interested in 13-year-old girls at Avila. So that's now I only have to take into account all the girls that are 13 at Avila. That's all I have to take into account. And that will be my whole targeted population. What will be a sample? So a sample will be a small group of that targeted population. So let's look at this. So when we're doing a census, we are serving every member of that targeted population. So it's very important for you to notice here that that targeted population, it depends on what group are you talking about. So in this moment I was talking, that was the 13-year-old girls and girls at Avila. Okay, that's my targeted population. So if I do the survey of all those girls, and it won't be only year 7s or only year 8s, because I have some girls that are 13 that are in year 7. I have some girls that are 13 that are in year 8. So I will have to ask all of the girls that are 13 at Avila which one is their favorite subject, and then I will know. Okay, that's my targeted population. If I ask every member, then it's considered a census. Okay, I will leave you to read this and copy this because you know that a census is conducted every 5 years in Australia, and this allows government to make decisions on how to improve services. Okay, now a survey is a collection of data done on a sample of that targeted population. So in this case, if I'm doing a survey and not a census, I don't have to ask everyone. I'm just going to take a sample, a small group of this targeted population, and then I'm going to do the survey. That sample is a part of the population chosen so as to give information about the population as a whole. So I'm going to draw here. So the idea is that I have a group, a big group, that is the targeted population, okay? And inside that group, I'm going to select a sample, so a random sample. And this is a sample. The idea is that with the sample, once I analyze all the data from the sample, so I only have to take into account this little sample, but I will be able to make inferences about the whole population that I'm interested in. That's why how I select this sample is so important, because it has to represent the whole population. Sorry, girls.